The next person I'd like to invite to come forward is Mr. Vaughn Robertson. Vaughn and I go back a really long way. In fact, almost any leadership responsibility I've had in TRIO, I can blame on, or more importantly, you can blame on Vaughn. In our chapter in Mo-Can-E and our regional association EOA, he has always fostered and supported leadership, not just for me, but he's been a source of counsel and support for many of his students, his colleagues, family members, and friends. He will forever be the halfback, protecting others, taking hard shots, and doing it all without complaint. He's relatively quiet. He's fairly low-key, but don't ask him a question if you don't really want the answer. Vaughn wouldn't know how to sugarcoat a cookie, let alone a message. He doesn't know any other thing but to tell people how it is and to share his truth. Vaughn defines his job by his own rules, and he has included fighting for students as a core to that very definition. He is at every policy seminar, even if he's an office of one. He visits every office that serves the state of Nebraska, and he tells the story of TRIO with wit, with passion, and with directness. He connects, and he keeps in touch. Vaughn, for your humor, which is unmatched, for your support and integrity, which are unquestioned, and for your candor and your counsel, I have the honor of presenting you with a Walter O. Mason Award.
Good afternoon. I must admit I'm a bit nervous. Speaking before you, most people that know me know that I'm not a public speaker at all. And as I was coming in, I was checking myself out in the mirror, adjusting my tie, and this woman walked up to me and said, you seem like you're really nervous and excited about things today. Aren't you one of the Walter O. Mason honorees? And I said, why, yes, I am. And she said to me, she said, you must really be nervous and excited because, you know, that's really a cool award that you're going to get. He was a really great man. I said, yes, that's true. But why do you keep saying that I'm nervous and excited and everything, you know? She said, well, it's because you're in the women's bathroom. Okay, all right, okay, all right. So I'm excited, all right? All right. I would like to thank the Council for Opportunity and Education, Board of Directors, as well as everyone associated with nominating me for this award. For it, I am truly thankful. I actually had the good fortune of knowing Walter, AKA the father of TRIO, at a Oklahoma division of Student Assistance Conference back a good number of years ago. I met him as I was a graduate assistant at Southeastern Oklahoma State University and shortly after that became a member of SWASEP, and was able to join the many great trio folks under the tutelage of Mr. Leon Scott at the time. So my first membership was actually with SWASEP. I do have a couple of words I'd like to say, and then I'm going to be brief and gone. Henry David Thoreau said, "What is done once is done well forever." That sentence perfectly describes the vision of the man, Walter O. Mason. What he began in the 1960s is growing more vibrant, and for over a half century later, is still giving the most precious gift we as professionals can give people, the gift of hope. Some educational and cultural people comment on different things that have happened in this country, but many of them look at the creation of Upward Bound and the subsequent trio programs, as well as Gear Up, as standing alongside of things like the GI Bill, which was one of Americans' greatest investment in people to realize the human potential. Yet what is done well is done well forever. Ladies and gentlemen, it is true, I and you and thousands upon thousands of others throughout our nation are reaping the rewards of Walter O. Mason's heart desire. If Ralph Waldo Emerson is right, and he usually was, any institution is but the lengthened shadow of one man. The shadow cast by Walter O. Mason has offered to us the chance to bring the opportunity and education and hope to all. For me, to be here this afternoon is an overwhelming honor. It's my heart's desire to renew that conviction for all of us to carry the work of Walter O. Mason for generations to come. We must be strong. We must be brave. We must be there for those who need us most. The staff and the educators that are trying to make our young people strong. We are here because of the trio and the Gear Up construct. Let us keep the work going strong. Thank you very much.
There are several Mason Award winners from past years that are here, and we certainly want to acknowledge their presence and thank them for their gifts and service to the TRIO community as well. Let's give a round of applause for all of the Mason Award winners. At this time, I'd like to ask Christian Wiles, COE's board chair-elect, and Joe Gibbons, who chairs our communications committee, to step forward to announce the winners of the Student Support Services video competition.
All right. I don't think I can top that last story. This year marks the 50th anniversary of Student Support Services Program. The Higher Education Amendments of 1968 authorized the program, which was originally known as Special Services for Disadvantaged Students. This became the third in a series of educational opportunity programs, and thus the programs became known informally as. But by 1992, No one could remember the actual name of the programs. And even though there were 7 authorized under the chapter in 1992, Congress officially changed the name to the federal TRIO programs. The goal of student support services is to increase college retention and graduation of low-income students, first-generation students, and students with disabilities, and to improve campus climates to support the success of these students. For the last 5 decades, educators and student support services have been fighting for these students, counseling and advising them, offering tutoring and mentoring, helping students with a full range of financial aid resources, providing career counseling, and generally providing a home base for the hundreds of thousands of students that have streamed through their doors. And these supportive services have made all the difference in helping students become the first in their families to earn a college degree. As part of this celebration, COE hosted a national student video competition that highlights the impact of SSS programs on students, schools, communities, and families. We received approximately 40 submissions that reflected the passion and hard work on the part of our student video makers.
This afternoon, we're delighted to be able to present you, in reverse order, the 3 winning videos. In third place, here's the entry from Miami-Dade Homestead Campus, What TRIO Means to Me.
Good morning.
Hello.
Can I have a seat?
Yes. Herbie, thank you for coming for the interview. Can you please share with us how has TRIO Student Support Services in Miami-Dade College Homestead Campus helped you transform your life?
Thank you so much for having me. TRIO Student Support Services here at the Homestead campus of Miami-Dade College has had such a positive impact in my life, and it's been the #1 game changer in how I was able to accomplish my academic goals. With caring and nurturing advisors who provide guidance, who also provide informative workshops, and who even create new experience through college tours, TRIO Student Support Services is the #1 reason why I can gladly say I graduate this spring. You know what? Taking a step back and looking at the course of my life thus far.
The beginning felt so elementary. Made it to the middle, climbing up gradually. Felt so high when I took the next step. Right foot, left foot, I was in step. Freshman, sophomore, I was hardcore. Junior year, senior year, now I want more. Graduated, educated, how dandy. That diploma sure came in handy. FAFSA, had to do it for the funding. When the refund came, I was jumping. On top of bills in the mills, I was renting. Paid for books, paid for looks, I was spending. Lost it all, blew it all, was the ending. Rock bottom was the only place to go. Had no clue what to do, let it go. Then I stumbled on a chance called TRIO. If you wanna know what TRIO means to me, well listen up, then maybe you will see. All along the way to getting this degree, I've had TRIO walking next to me. Through the hard times, hard lines, hard rhymes, we pulled through all the broken hard times. Fall semester ended, yeah, I did just fine. Registered, I'll be back in the springtime. The knowledge ladder always seemed to be too steep. Late nights, wouldn't we get no sleep? No time, couldn't eat, let's move feet. All because of deadlines, I would oversleep. My advisor always guided and pushed me. Laid it out like a list, 1, 2, 3. Looks for work, needed money real badly. Had a hard time finding one, sadly. Gave me a shot at a job like 2, 3. The whole time had my back like a jersey. I was grateful for the sudden opportunity. Locked away the introvert and threw away the key. Had to show the extrovert that I was trying to be, because I had my future sitting right in front of me. Hours later, got a call into the hall. It turns out it went well after all. If you wanna know what TRIO means to me, well listen up, then maybe you will see. All along the way to getting this degree, I've had TRIO walking next to me. Through the hard times, hard lines, hard rhymes, we pulled through all the broken hard times. A lot of stress, I'll confess, but I'll be fine. Now I've made it, you can see me at the finish line.
TRIO is impactful. TRIO is me.
TRIO is help.
TRIO is family.
TRIO is support.
TRIO is strength in numbers.
TRIO is Wakanda.
Trio is life. Trio is opportunity.
Trio is true support.
Trio is guidance.
Trio is Wendell.
Trio is love.
Trio is amazing.
Trio is the environment.
Trio is extremely powerful.
Trio is family. It is where you have unconditional support and they help you along the way. They helped me and they've helped other Trio students. Thank you.
Trio is advocacy, family, empowerment, support. Trio is love.
Well, listen up, then maybe you will see. All along the way to getting this degree, I've had Trio walking next to me. Through the hard times, hard lines, hard rhymes, we pulled through all the broken hard times. Now we're working hard to make it to the big times. We might even make it on the New York Times.
Great. So, next we have our second place video. And this goes out to California State University, Long Beach, for their video, Student Support Services, Impact on Students' Lives.
Going to SSS, it made me feel that everything is more doable, that I can keep track of myself, and that's why I'm graduating next month. When I first started here at Cal State Long Beach, I was really overwhelmed. I'm not your typical student. I started college in my 30s. I'm a single mother of 2. I work full-time, so I had a really big load, and I was just kind of like overwhelmed and all over the place. I was referred to SSS by the EOPS office. I made my appointment, and honestly, I didn't really utilize it till about a month before my semester ended, which I regret now, because once I found out like everything that SSS had to offer, I was just like, this is amazing. Like, I could have used this support in the beginning of my semester. SSS is really welcoming to people of different cultures, different backgrounds, different identities. Whenever I go to the office, I just feel like the eyes that were on me outside the office, like no one's judging me based on my ethnicity, based on whatever I am doing for my future. They are just there to help me. When I walk in, they greet you. It really is like a family. When I go to my appointments, they always ask me questions about my kids, and this is strange for me because I live in an adult world, and unless people are like friends and family, they don't really ask about my kids. Here at SSS, they ask me like by their names, like how is your son, how's your daughter? I really like that because it makes me feel like they're actually paying attention to who I am. I matter as an individual here. They help me make sure that I am not just gonna graduate, but I am gonna have a better future. One of the ways that SSS makes me feel more like at home or like I'm a part of a community is their lounge. You walk in, there's couches, people are greeting you. If I ever need a place to sit in between classes or waiting for someone, I can go there and there's games, on the table. There's also the computer lab that I can access at any time. I can print any of my papers or whatever it is that I need to print. I hope to use my education to become a journalist so I can tell the stories of other people and listen to them the way that SSSB has listened to me. At the end of every SSS event, we are asked to fill out I Am Trio card, where we mention our identities and our aspirations. I am a mom and I will become a professor. I am an immigrant and I will be a journalist.
And now, I'd like to ask Elizabeth Rosales Ojara of Texas Christian University and her students to come forward and we'll show their first place video.
Ever since I was young, my parents always told me I'd be the first in my family to go to college. It was a lifelong dream, but I had no guidance from anyone, so I had to figure things out on my own. Well, the moment to figure things out came, and it all happened pretty quickly. I don't know exactly how, but somehow I made it. It was my first day of college. Everything was going well, but then life started moving pretty fast. I was overwhelmed by everything. I couldn't find my classes. I felt lonely. My computer broke down, and I felt like I couldn't understand anything in the classes I was taking.
Eric, I need you to study a little harder, okay?
All right, thanks, Professor.
Sam?
After a couple of months, I started running out of money. And all my advisor could do was give me useless information, and it just didn't really help. I thought there was nothing I could do, and I felt extremely helpless. But then, a girl named Maria told me about a program on campus called Student Support Services. After speaking to her about this program, I decided to go ahead and apply. So I applied, and after just a couple of weeks, I heard back great news that I had been accepted. After that, things started turning around for the better. I was able to get a tutor, which in turn made my grades improve. Thank you. I was able to make friends, and before I knew it, I was ready to graduate. Now things have come full circle for me, and I owe it all to SSS for shaping my experience. I'm moving on to start my career and be the best father I can be.
Hello and good afternoon. We are the Student Support Services team from Texas Christian University at Fort Worth, Texas. Go Frogs. To my right is Eric, and then we have Daniela, Maria, Ariel, and Elizabeth Rosales. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you all today. One of the main questions we've gotten since the process of the contest began was what inspired us to create our video. And we had a lot of different reasons why. Did you want to touch on one, Eric?
Yeah, so the way we kind of structured the video was to kind of basically get like a collaborative story that we could use that represented everyone's perspective that's in the TRIO program at SSS. So just like as a quick disclaimer, I don't have a kid. Want to clear that up. But you know, there are students in our program that do have children that are non-traditional students, that are veterans, and we just wanted to make sure we kind of got a good story to tell that we could present in this video.
One of the main reasons we were inspired to create the video was SSS at TCU has been a very special place for all of us, and it provides that community, that support that we need whenever we need to have some advising or anything, any type of resource we need on campus. We always know we can visit SSS. If we need to keep things real, they will keep it real with us because we need that sometimes. But overall, SSS is a very special place on campus, and we enjoy the time we've had at SSS.
So yeah, we just want to thank the Council for Opportunity and Education. Definitely a big thank you to everyone who voted. The competition was extremely hard. I think around July 4th, we had a large lead, but then I think on July 4th, it came down to like 100 likes. And so going to the last day, they caught up. And, you know, big kudos to those other videos. Those were really great as well. But we just really pushed it and made sure we reached out to our networks. So big thank you to Elizabeth and Cynthia. They've been there for us ever since we stepped into that program. All of my friends here have graduated. I'm still a senior. But, you know, they have really had a large impact on who we are and our experience at TCU. So thank you, everyone.
And I forgot to mention the name of that video. It's called Pursuit of Happiness, and the emphasis is on the SSS. Thank you very much.
Let's give another round of applause for those 3 wonderful videos. And Elizabeth would love that title, the SSS. Before we conclude today's program, I want to be sure to recognize a special group within our community. The COE Legacy Society is a recent initiative of the Council. It enables you to make a planned gift to COE that will help sustain the mission of this organization long into the future. I'd like to ask the following people who are founding members of the Legacy Society to please stand when I call your name. Cheryl Arnold. Joan Becker. Ann Coles. Oscar Hernandez and Laura Thompson. Maureen Hoyler. Arnold Mitchum. Deborah Northcross. Andrea Reeve. Bruce and Sharon Shelsky. Yay. Marilyn and Paul Thayer. So let's give another round of applause to our Legacy Society. And I know I will make a gift. I hope it'll raise to the level of a Legacy Society. And I know many of us in this room are planning to make a gift to commemorate the wonderful work that's done by the COE. So let's give another round of applause to these members. By the way, the person you should contact at the COE if you want to make a gift is who else but Al Phillips. So let's give Al a round of applause. So this was a wonderful luncheon. We are bringing the luncheon to a close. We're 5 minutes early. So you have 5 minutes to get to the next program. I know you can all get there in 5 minutes, but this has been a wonderful program. Let's give it another round of applause. And we'll see you back in this room for the session with the Department of Education at 4:45 this afternoon. Thank you again, and congratulations to our Mason Award winners.